when you're talking about a power dynamic for these two idiots, where she's his mommy and he's basically her handbag or her wallet or her ATM, this is the kind of stuff that looks really bad, where you critique your spouse in public in front of everyone. Now, I know that the defense of this would be, oh, well, it's just food. She said the first time he likes to put salt on all of his food, a lot of salt. And then the second time she said about the lobster, but this is the thing. You have PR people that are saying these kind of optics are problematic. When Meghan highlights Harry's quirks in a critical way, it reinforces the perception that she's in control and he's a subordinate. He's her, right? We all know that. But I think it's funny because when this happens, it really shows you, like, you kind of hear her. And I know, as I said, it's just food. So maybe we're not supposed to take so much from it. But it's just the simple fact you don't do that. Everyone that knows anything about relationships knows you do not put down your spouse in public in front of others. That's number one, in front of people, because it makes you look like you're putting them beneath you. Everybody knows that. So whether it's about lobster or like this Jose Andres guy, which we know that guy, he's a horrible dude. And then about lobster, and he says, oh, you married him anyway. What, dude? How dare you try and say that kind of stuff? See, and I all the time I try to put myself in Harry's shoes. I put myself there. Imagine if my wife said that about me in public. Now, I know it's supposed to be just lobster, but it's like, why would you even bring it up? Why are you even talking like that? For what reason? On the surface, things seem like harmless anecdotes, but repeated public digs at the client's personal preferences feed into a narrative about the couple's power dynamic. Yes, Meghan's up here and Harry is way down here. Meghan, who carefully curates her public image as a confident and outspoken figure, yes, because she never shuts up, is that what it is? Has consistently placed herself in the dominant role. Yeah, we know. Branding strategist says, quote, in the world of celebrity image, that imbalance makes Harry appear weak rather than endearing, because you look like a fucking moron, you client idiot. Ow. I blew out my eardrum, sorry. He looks like a moron. He looks like an idiot when she talks about him like that. And that's why people like Meghan, they would hear what you and I are talking about, and they would defend her. Well, she's just talking about lobster. Well, she's just No, it has nothing to do with what it is. It's all about the fact that she's doing it in the first place. That's the whole point. For a couple that is trying to rebuild credibility, making your husband look like the punchline doesn't help. Well, it's because it's her attitude. That's how she is. She uses him as the punchline. It paints Meghan as the star and Harry as the sidekick, something audiences pick up on immediately. Public criticism in a marriage, even when dressed up as banter, signals underlying dominance. And in my opinion, that's what it is, dude. I gotta tell you, this kind of stuff is just the crap I don't like, because this man, he's such a little, and to even think that your wife would go out in public, and again, I know I've brought it up 3 times, but it's the truth. Meghan would be like, well, we're just talking about lobster. We're just talking about salt. You're not supposed to do it at all. That's why. Relationship expert says, quote, if it keeps happening, fans stop seeing them as equals. Nobody has ever, and I mean ever, in the history of this entire relationship, seen them as equals. Ever. Fans stop seeing them. They have fans. Stop seeing them as equals and start seeing Harry as powerless. Healthy couples balance each other, but this dynamic feels lopsided. Yeah, because it is.